I want to talk with you all today about why insurance companies are not necessarily on your side after you've been involved in a car wreck. After a car wreck, many people assume their own insurance company will step in and handle everything fairly and make sure they're compensated. Unfortunately, that's rarely the case. Insurance companies, even your own, are businesses, and their primary goal is to protect profits and not maximize your recovery. Understanding this reality can really make a difference between walking away with an unfair payout and securing a settlement that you truly deserve. Let's talk about the business model of insurance companies. Insurance companies market themselves as protectors. Their commercials promise peace of mind, neighborly service, and help in the time of crisis. But behind the friendly branding is a business model built around one simple fact. The less they pay out in claims, the more money they keep. This doesn't mean that every adjuster is out to trick you, but it does mean that every decision is filtered through the company's bottom line, from the moment you file a claim all the way to the point that the case is resolved. The insurance company is watching out for their interest. There are some really common tactics that insurance companies use after you've been involved in a car wreck. They're highly trained on limiting payouts, and here are some of the most common tactics used. Sometimes they'll delay your claim. If your claim drags out, you may become desperate for money, you may need to cover bills or medical expenses, and insurance companies know that they may intentionally stall, hoping that you'll settle for less just to get paid faster. They offer quick settlements sometimes, though, on the flip side, because some insurance companies know that if they offer money quick, even if it's a low amount, that sometimes claimants will accept it and they won't have to go back and forth to pay what they really should pay. Sometimes they'll request unnecessary information. Insurance companies oftentimes request excessive documents or even repeated statements, and it's not always about clarity. Sometimes it's about finding inconsistency so they can use it against you in valuing your claim. It's not uncommon for insurance companies to minimize your injuries. Adjusters may suggest your injuries aren't that serious or they're unrelated to the accident. It's especially common when it comes to soft tissue injuries, concussions, or even sometimes back pain. Often, insurance companies may shift the blame too. Because Missouri has what's called a pure comparative fault system, meaning that even if you're partially responsible, that you can still recover, insurance companies may push harder on your share of blame to lower what they owe you. So again, why insurance companies are not on your side. It's easy to feel caught off guard when the insurer you've been paying premiums to feels like an adversary. And here's what happens. Profit comes first. Insurance companies are accountable to their shareholders, not accident victims. Adjusters work for the insurance company. No matter how friendly they sound, adjusters represent the insurance company's interest. Their job is to pay less. Everything they ask or offer is with the goal of minimizing your payout. This doesn't mean you shouldn't cooperate. Sometimes we have to, but you should always be cautious and strategic when you cooperate. So how is this going to impact your case? Well, when you're injured in a car crash, your settlement isn't just about today's bill. It should really cover your medical expenses, such as emergency care, ongoing treatment, therapy, and even prescriptions. It should cover your lost wages. That includes things like time off of work, reduced future earning capacity. It should cover your property damage, which includes repairs or replacement of your vehicle. Pain and suffering, that's of course the emotional and physical toll of the accident, and future costs, things like long-term care, surgeries, rehab, or even counseling. And insurance companies routinely undervalue these categories. So they might only offer payment for immediate bills while ignoring the long-term consequences. And without strong advocacy, you really do risk settling for less than what you deserve. So what you should and shouldn't do when dealing with an insurance company. Here's some practical tips. Do always report the accident promptly to make sure your insurance company is aware of the claim. Document everything. That means photos, medical visits, lost wages, and pain journals. Keep communication brief and factual. Stick to dates, times, and objective details. Also, consult with an attorney. The sooner the better. They can advise you as to whether you should or shouldn't sign something and what impact that may have on your case. Some things not to do. Don't ever admit fault or apologize at the scene to the insurance. Don't provide a recorded statement without legal advice. Don't settle quickly, even if the adjuster pressures you. Don't assume the insurer's first offer is their final offer. So what's the role of an attorney? One of the best ways to protect yourself against unfair insurance practices is just simply to hire counsel. And here's how an attorney can help. One is they're going to handle communication. Once you have a lawyer, insurance companies must go through your counsel protecting you from any tricks they may pull. Also, that attorney can build evidence. Attorneys gather police reports, medical records, witness statements, and they can all strengthen your case. They can calculate full damages. A lawyer is going to look at both current and future costs to ensure your settlement covers everything. And we can negotiate on your behalf. Experienced lawyers know some of the insurance tactics and can counter them with their own approaches. Also, sometimes most important, they can prepare the case for trial. When it seems the insurance company is not going to value your claim, sometimes it's jurors that are best to resolve the case. I mean, in short, having representation really does level the playing field for most claimants. So just some examples. Imagine this. You're rear-ended at a stoplight in Kansas City. Your car's damaged, your neck hurts, and you think it's minor. Within a week, the other driver's insurance company offers you $2,000 to, as they sometimes say, make things right. And imagine this. You accept the offer, but 2 months afterwards, your neck pain stiffens, it gets worse, and you learn the doctors have diagnosed you to having a herniated disc that may require surgery or even months of physical therapy. Now, your real case value, of course, dramatically increases, but you've already accepted and settled for that $2,000. This is exactly why insurance companies push for quick settlement. It saves money, but costs you significantly. The right attorney can really make a huge difference on your case and trying to make sure that you get the compensation you deserve. So make sure that if you're involved in an accident, you consult with counsel to make sure that your rights are protected and you're not taken advantage of.